He goes, no, it's not why do they leave? It's how do we get more?
Yeah, how do we get
How do
more?
we? Because then it's a different problem, right? Why did they leave? Let's talk to the people who left.
Yeah, of
How
course.
do we get more? Is why do we stay here? How do we get more of us? Right? Then you can talk to the group there and say, well, why do you value this? What's good about it for you? And then you say, well, those are the people we're going after.
Well, it's funny though. What happened is because the leader of the group is a very strong, opinionated person, actually. So there's a lot of ego going on, and it's funny because a couple dudes came up to me afterward and said, "Yeah, that totally makes sense." Then I'm like, "Why didn't you support me?" They're like, "Well, I didn't really want to speak up, and it's not that important to me." And then you sort of risk going against the grain, and it's just easier just to say nothing. And I'm like, "Yeah, I get that. Okay." Okay. So, anyways, I just brought that up as a side, note.
I heard a quote a couple weeks ago that I wanted to tell you, and it occurred to me in just before you brought that story up. Imagine the average person in the world.
Yeah.
Half the people are worse than that.
Yeah. Well, worse than what I don't
Doesn't
know
matter.
if I
Whatever you're
like that
measuring it
word.
at. Whatever you're measuring.
Yeah, worse. I don't like
Imagine
that
the average
word.
person in the world, in America, in the world, in your group, in your church, in your society, whatever. Half the people are worse than that. So if we want to go intelligence, half the people are dumber than that. If you want to go wealth, you want to go anything, whatever you want, right? Whatever
Yeah.
you measure. I think intelligence, openness, ability
Yeah.
to communicate,
Yeah.
cognitive ability, critical thinking, whatever metric you want.
Yeah.
Take the average person, which we tend to think of, oh, average is pretty far down. If generally is what we think when we say
Yeah.
that, and realize that half the people are less capable than the average person.
Yeah. Pretty much. That's the bell curve. That seems to be proven over and over and over again, right?
But when I heard it stated that way, it made me think, oh, this is why appealing to the lowest common denominator works. Because then you're grabbing that bottom people, and then some people at the top will have those feelings as well. They just have better whatever capability on top of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but it just that phrase just made me think. If you appeal to the average person, half the people won't get it.
Yeah. Right. Correct. Yep. Yep.
It's not average. You don't appeal to the average person to get everyone involved.
Yeah.
You've got to appeal to less than average to get everyone involved.
Yeah. Right.
So if you want to bring Americans together, if you want to change a group's opinion or ideas or thinking, you don't appeal to the average person in that crowd. You appeal to less than average for that crowd.
Well, I mean, from a marketing standpoint, what I do is I try to create different avatars for different groups and then speak to each group with the language they want.
You've got targeted messaging at that point, right?
Because if I just broadcast one message out to everybody, I mean, it's going to land, but not as effectively breaking up into different groups,
Yeah. The idea here being, though, you're going to be able to adjust your messaging based upon the group you're going after.
Yeah, the group I'm going after
if you've got one shot to go after everyone,
then I've got to do a generalized message, and I'm probably going to dig into the basic human nature of everybody is fear.
And so that's why news and politics and everything else out there that we say the world's going to crap.
Yeah.
Is usually based around this idea that I've got one shot to get a feeling out of the to get a reaction out of my audience. Best reactions are feelings, because feelings will get people to do things. And how do I get the feelings? Well, we go to survival first.
Yep.
That's fear, right?
Go to the fear.
Survival. I'm going back to Jamar's viewpoint. Survival, success, and significance. Right? Is his 3 levels. You go to survival. And survival tends to be a negative thing to get a reaction.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Because once you have plenty, you're not worried anymore. So if I want you to worry, because that's the feeling I want you to have, then I got to tap into lack of abundance.
I'm going to tap into that. You're going to lose it. You're going to all that's going to get taken away from you, right?
Yeah.
And that's
how I get a reaction, right?
That's right.
And that's how conspiracy theories work. That's how a lot of the misreporting on the news works. That's how a lot of these, websites that have fake news work.
Basic human nature. Yeah, exactly right.
And the thing is, you don't have to fake the information. It's in how you present it.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?